Hello, Harry Diva. This is quite a surprise.
Hello, Annie. Hello, Mrs. Krausheimer.
Hello.
I didn't know whether you'd remember me.
What are you doing in New York?
I'm here on business.
How's your wife, Harry?
She's fine, thanks.
How's Bertha?
Oh, she's fine, too. Married to a dairy farmer in Boise. Got 4 children, all girls. Got 4 cows, all girls, too.
Well, sit down, won't you? Will you have some tea?
No, thanks. Only dropped in for a second. Annie, you haven't changed a bit. I'd recognize you in a minute.
Why, Harry, that's the nicest thing you could have said to me.
Say, I did recognize you. Only saw your picture on your husband's desk and recognized you right off. He's a good-looking fella.
Well, what were you doing with my husband?
Well, here's the way it is. You see, Beecham is on the other side of the river, and it was always incorporated in Brenner County. Well, Brenner County is in Idaho. So, you see, Annie, you aren't legally married.
Anne, this is horrible. Not married. So that's why he called me Miss Krausheimer.
Oh, it's nothing, Annie. You'll just get married again.
I should hope so. Well, now, Mother, don't get excited. Harry's right. The whole thing's very simple. David will marry me all over again.
And suppose he doesn't?
Well, he'll have to. If he doesn't, I'll get a divorce. That's what I'll do.
You can't get a divorce from a man you're not even engaged to.
Well, Mother, stop confusing me. It's all right, I tell you. Why, I always ask him if he'd do it again, and I say, David, if you had to do it all over again, would you marry me? Well, just this morning he said to me, he said, oh, holy mackerel, I'm a bachelor girl.
You're looking kind of cute tonight.
Oh, thank you, David. And thanks for the lovely roses you sent me.
Well, I always send you roses.
Yes, but these had stems on them. Oh, I just can't wait to see Mama Lucy.
Oh, dear old Mama Lucy.
Do you think we'll get the same table?
Sure, it's early.
Oh, it'll be covered with a checkered tablecloth, and there'll be a candle in an old Chianti bottle.
Yeah, just an old Chianti bottle in an old Chianti town.
And Rosa the fortune teller. You know, I even love the smell about the place. This is the place, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Either our noses have changed or there's a livery stable around.
Well, it's not exactly Chanel number 5. Well, let's go in.
This place has changed a little.
It looks sort of empty, doesn't it?
Oh, hello, Cat. I don't remember you.
You want something?
Yeah, is Mama Lucy here?
I'm Mama Lucy.
Well, you've changed a little, too.
She left. I don't know where.
Oh, well, wait a minute. We'd like to eat here.
Huh? You want to eat here?
Unless you've got some objection.
I got no objection if you got no objection. How would you like to sit?
Well, we used to come here years ago, and there were tables outside. Would it be too much trouble to have it the way it used to be?
Are you going to have the 45-cent or the 65-cent dinner?
Well, what's the difference?
With a 65-cent dinner, you get back your own hat and coat.
Sure. If it don't fit me. Sit down.
The tablecloth isn't checkered, but it's dirty enough to look like checkered.
The candle isn't the same stuck in a beer bottle.
It smells.
Well, eat your soup, dear.
That smells, too. Say, there's something wrong with this soup.
It's just your imagination. There's nothing wrong with the soup.
No, then why are the noodles spelling out SOS? Here, Pussy, you eat some soup. Go ahead.
David, get that cat off the table.
I can't. I think it... Look, he won't eat it. Why doesn't the cat eat the soup? Animals know what's good for them. You notice he ate up the olives.
Well, why did you give them to him?
I wanted to see how many he'd eat before he'd ask for a martini.
David, eat your soup, please.
Oh, that cat knows something. Look at him. He's scared. A black lentil just crossed his path.
David, where should we go after this?
Home. Here, Puss, here. Come on, Stoop, soup.
Did you say home, David? Well, aren't we supposed to go someplace before we go home?
Well, altogether, it'll make it too late. So, you know, I'd give $5 to see that cat take a sip of that soup. Here, Puss, come on, soup.
David, listen.
Yes, hon?
Tell me what you do a day in the office. You know, just a simple day like today. From the minute you came in until you went home, what happened?
Oh, nothing. Just a lot of schmooze. It's dull as dishwater.
No, it isn't. I'm very interested. What sort of things come up in a day? Who did you see? Please try and remember.
Well, there was a fellow... Oh, look, the cat's going to eat the soup. No, he isn't. He's turning away. Doesn't that mean something? I want a stomach pump.
Nice cat, huh?
Yeah.
I'm unlucky with cats here. The third cat this week. Say, are you Mrs. Smith?
Yes, how did you know?
Your mother's in the kitchen. On the phone.
Oh, must be about our Red Cross group. I'll be right back, David. Hello, Mother?
Hello, Anne. Has he told you?
Well, not exactly.
What do you mean, not exactly?
Well, he's teasing me. He thinks he's being romantic about it.
Oh,
Mother, are you crying?
my poor baby. Thank heaven your father's dead. Listen to me now. Under no conditions, do you hear me? Under no conditions are you to...
Why, of course not, Mother. Don't worry. If worse comes to worse, I'll spend the night with you.
Well, don't forget.
I won't. Bye, Mother.
That's your mother?
Yes, Mother.
Yeah, your ears look tired. You know, honey, I've got a little secret to tell you.
Oh, David, it's about time. What is it, dear?
You're a great kid.
Is that all?
Hmm?
Darling, it's getting rather late if we have to go anyplace, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I get it. Waiter, check. Champagne. Keep twirling it, honey. Get it good and cold.
David, why are we drinking champagne?
Well, you like champagne, don't you? Here, let me do it.
David, wait. I didn't think we were coming home so soon.
No? Get the glasses, hon.
Glasses?
Sure, you don't want to drink out of a bottle, do you?
David, you stop twirling that bottle.
Hey, look out! What's the matter with you?
You beast!
What?
You beast, you know we're not legally married. You were never going to tell me.
I was going to tell you. Honey, I was going to tell you later.
Later?
Oh, there's no need taking on like this.
You were going to wait until we had another fight and then throw me aside like a squeezed lemon.
In that dress, you're shaped more like an avocado.
I've given you the best years of my life, and you were willing to go on and on. I've always had a suspicion about you. So did my mother. Your forehead slants back too much.
Well, at least I've got a Ford. Anne.
Don't you touch me.
Oh, now listen, Annie.
You get out of here.
Get out?
Go on. You're not staying in this apartment.
Honey, we can't leave the bedroom until we've made up.
You're not in the bedroom. Get out.
If you'll let me explain, Anne, stop pushing.
You're going out of here. Take your coat.
Annie.
And here's your hat.
Annie, let go. Stop.
And never come back here. I never want to see you again as long as I live. Now get your hand out of that door.
Ouch! Annie, either let me in or throw out my fingers.
Bag and baggage, David Smith has been tossed into the street by his own wife, who now considers herself Miss Annie Krausheimer. Homeless and weary, David wanders into his club downtown. In the steam room, he sits wrapped in a towel, staring into the clouds of mist. Through the fog comes another half-draped torso, Chuck Benson.
Hiya, Dave. How goes it? Haven't seen you around the club in months.
Oh, hello.
Benson, Chuck Benson. Don't you remember me? We were in the golf foursome in last year's tournament.
Oh, yes. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, I got a little kink in my arm. I think this steam ought to fix it.
Yeah, I had a fight with my wife, too.
Oh, it wasn't exactly a fight. We were drinking champagne, and it went to my head, bottle and all.
Yeah, sure, same old story. But you know what I don't understand? Whenever two people have a fight, the woman goes home to her mother. Well, every time my wife and I have a fight, I have to get out of the house.
Huh. How do you get back?
Oh, it's the simplest thing in the world. Ignore it. Ignore the whole thing. Next day, they're glad to see you. I know, brother. I've had experience.
Hey, you're right. Yeah, I'll just go to the office. I won't even call her. She gets worried. Why don't I show up in the morning? By the time I get home tomorrow night? Thanks, Chuck. You're a pal. Hello, darling.
What do you want?
Now listen, Anne.
Miss Krausheimer to you.
Oh!
Taxi lady?
Thank you. 36th Street and 5th, please.
Okay.
Hello?
Oh, good morning, Mr. Smith. Is this your cab?
No, I was crossing the street and the lights changed. Say, Anne, are you going to stop this silly farce or aren't you? I've got all the work piled up in the office. You let me come home. I'm willing not to discuss this anymore.
Very generous of you, but I won't be thrown crumbs by a crumb.
Now listen, you're my wife.
Oh, no, we're not legally married, Ducky.
Well, then we're going to be legally married.
Sorry, I haven't time. I'm learning the words to the Hutsut song.
Are you out of your mind? Why, think of my reputation. Well, why the laugh?
Oh, I thought of your reputation. Legally, we're not married.
Oh, all right, we'll get married. Does that suit you?
We'll get married. That's a nice snarling proposal. Listen, you had a hard enough job getting me to marry you before, and I didn't know you then. But I do now, and how I know you. If anyone asks you, you're no bargain.
Well, what's the matter with me? Am I a cheapskate? Am I a dope, a fathead, a rat?
Well, keep mentioning them. You're getting warm.
Well, name one thing about me you don't like.
One thing. My, aren't we vain? In the first place, I wish you'd go on a diet and get a little thinner.
Well, what for?
Well, I'd like my girdle back.